Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tommy Sadler. I'm the interim commissioner of the Gulf South Conference, and I'd like to welcome you to tonight's Hall of Fame / Honors Award. This is an exciting night in the Gulf South Conference, and it's an exciting night for people whose legacy has built part of this conference in the past by their legacy on the fields and courts. And it's also an exciting night for the next generation of people who are top 10 winners that possibly someday will be sitting here in the same seats as the Hall of Fame winners are tonight. So we have an exciting program for you, and thank you for being here tonight. Next, it's my privilege to introduce Dr. Carl Stockton. Dr. Stockton is the chair of the board of the presidents for the Gulf South Conference, and I thank him for all he does. Thank you, Dr. Stockton.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Tommy. Again, my name is Carl Stockton, and I'm the chair of the board of directors for the Gulf South Conference. First of all, I want to congratulate all the student athletes. Let's give them a nice round of applause for their accomplishments. And family members, I know you put hours and hours and hours of support for your child, because I remember my daughter playing golf in college, and I remember those travel trips and travel balls and all the things that you go to. So parents, thank you for that. Without you, without hard work, our student athletes wouldn't be here tonight, so thank you for that. I also want to thank Tommy for coming out of retirement, I think, Tommy, to serve as interim commissioner for the Gulf South Conference. He's done a great job in a short period of time. Let's give Tommy a nice round of applause. Also, I'd like to congratulate and thank Matt Wilson for 12 years as the Gulf South Conference Commissioner. Matt, effective about a week or so ago, has accepted a Division I Commissioner's job, and we're going to miss him, but I want to tell you what kind of person Matt is. I was driving over here on Tuesday, and he sent me a text message. He sent Tommy a text message, and he said, "Good luck if I can do anything for you." So, Matt, I know we're streaming on YouTube. If you are watching, I want to say thank you on behalf of all of the Gulf South Conference and all of the board of directors. Let's give, if he's watching, let's give Matt a nice round of applause. The other person I'd like to acknowledge tonight is our new school that will come into the Gulf South Conference full-time, effective fall of 27. Is Dr. Mary Van Brunt, the president of Spring Hill. Please stand up. And thank you, Mary, for being here. And I know that you're an affiliate member in a couple of sports, but we look forward to having you as a full-time member next fall, fall of 27. So thank you for being here. Finally, I hope everybody has a good evening tonight, and I want to acknowledge Caldwell Architects for their support of this award ceremony. And I'd like to introduce Michael Crawford. Michael, are you here? Come on up, Michael. And let's give Michael and Caldwell Architects a very nice round of applause for their support. And have a great evening.
Thank you, everyone. I came up here tonight hoping that I could brag about a very low golf score today at Marcus Point. Unfortunately, I have what was a decent bowling score on the golf course, so that's the way it goes when you don't play golf for 25 years. Just wanted to thank you all again for the honor of being your sponsor this year. We've thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you all more this year. Saw a lot of familiar faces out in the crowd. We were able to meet individually with some of you this year. On behalf of Miller Caldwell, myself, Jeff Clever, we want to thank you, and we greatly appreciate the honor of being here and being your sponsor for the next academic year. We're wishing you all great success academically and, of course, athletically. And I hope you've all had a wonderful time time in Pensacola has been a little hit and miss in terms of the weather, but that is very much Florida weather for sure. And we're looking forward to a successful year for you all, and very excited about seeing honorees tonight and getting to wish you all good, safe travel back to where you came from. So thank you again.
Before we begin, I have another group I would like you to thank, and that's the staff of the Gulf South Conference. Events like this don't just happen, and I can tell you I didn't make it happen. In my 3 weeks as commissioner, I was just happy to get here, much less make everything happen. But the staff of the Gulf South Conference, they're back in the back of the room. They did a tremendous job getting this event ready, getting the videos ready, giving me a script that I'll try not to mess up. But if you would you help me thank them for doing this tonight? Now to the important things, the honorees. Our first honoree for the Hall of Fame tonight is Francisca Breen. She was a West Georgia golfer. She's not in attendance, but we have a video.
It is my honor tonight to introduce you to the most decorated women's golfer in UWG history, as she is enshrined in the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame. Fran Brem was an All-GSC selection 4 times in her career and was named the league's Golfer of the Year 3 times, while also adding 2 All-American honors. She won an astounding 10 individual honors in her career, including winning the individual GSC title in 2016 as a freshman and 2019 as a senior. She was also the 2019 recipient of the GSC Commissioner's Trophy and was inducted into the UWG Athletics Hall of Fame in 2024. Since graduating from UWG, she has gone on to receive a master's degree and has been working on her PhD in immunotherapy for the treatment of rare skin disease. It is my pleasure to introduce Fran Brem tonight and congratulate her on an incredible honor as one of the all-time greats in the history of the Gulf South Conference.
Thank you very much for this amazing honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame of the Gulf South Conference. I graduated from the University of West Georgia in 2019, and that's almost 7 years ago. And since then I had a lot of time to reflect on at my time at West Georgia. And I have to say that I'm really proud of all the things that I achieved, but I'm also proud of the person who I became there. Being a student athlete not only means being great at the sport you play, being great on the golf course in my case, but it also means being a great student. And I think my time at West Georgia has really combined the best of 2 worlds for me. I had amazing professors who taught me the love for cell and molecular biology, which I still pursue up to this day. But competing with other golf teams, especially from the Gulf South Conference, also taught me how resilient I can be and how much I love competing against other great athletes. So the Gulf South Conference really gave me the environment to grow as an athlete, but also as a student. And for this, I am very, very grateful. But being successful does not only mean success from yourself, but there's also a lot of support that has been given to me during my time at West Georgia. May it be the International Student Office for giving me connections on the very first day, or the amazing staff from the athletic director for helping me with the little injuries and just being all around very, very supportive. Then of course my 2 coaches who I've been with during my 4 years at West Georgia. Both of them shaped me in 2 very different ways, and I'm grateful for both of them. But most and foremost, I want to thank all my teammates that have been with me throughout the years, because without them, I am 100% sure that I would not be the person I am today. So with this, I want to not only thank the whole of the University of West Georgia, but also the Gulf South Conference for giving me this opportunity to become the person I am today. So with this, I want to say thank you again for being honored into the Hall of Fame, and I wish you all a very nice evening today.
Before we begin the video on our next inductee, if it would be okay, I'd like to take a personal moment. For over 30 years, Larry Carpenter, I had the privilege of calling Larry Carpenter a friend. We went back to the NAIA days. We competed against Lee. Lee always had more money in their budget than we did, and so every time we went to a convention, Larry was always going to rent a car, and I didn't, and I would arrange my flight when he got there so I could ride with him. True story. He would always want to stop for a meal, and for many years, Larry was my sounding board, and I hope I was his. He would call me at times and say, "What do you think about this? What do you think?" He talked to me a lot before they made a move to come back to this conference, and I miss Larry terribly, and he was a great friend. And he was not only a great friend, but he was a great athletic director. He was a great husband. He was a great father. He was a great grandfather. He's going to be in a lot of Hall of Fames, but the one that's most important he's in already. So now for Mr. Larry Carpenter.
Good evening, everyone. It is an honor for me to have the opportunity to introduce Larry Carpenter for induction into the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame tonight. I know I speak for everyone that's here with our group at our tables tonight. Coach Carpenter passed away about 1.5 years ago, and we would certainly give anything for him to be sitting here with us tonight. I feel like at a lot of places the term legend probably gets used a lot, maybe overused, but I can confidently say on our campus, Larry Carpenter is truly a legend. And you don't think of Lee athletics without thinking of Larry Carpenter. And you think about someone that he began his career as a player here. He was a 2-time All-American basketball player at Lee. That led to being an assistant basketball coach and later serving as head basketball coach. And then I believe in 1999, Coach Carpenter became our first full-time athletic director and served in that role until 2023. And so you're just talking about someone that served for over 50 years on our campus and our community. More specifically to this group, Coach Carpenter led our transition from the NAI into NCAA Division II and the Gulf South Conference. And, I know that that transition meant a lot to him. I know how much time and effort that took, what he put into it, and he was just really proud of our membership in the Gulf South Conference. And I know he was proud of some of the accomplishments that we were able to have in a short amount of time. And Coach led us to 3 GSC All Sports trophies, multiple top 15 finishes in the Learfield Cup standings. But I know that more than that, what he really enjoyed about the Gulf South Conference were the relationships. Many times him and I had a chance to talk, and he shared just how much those meant to him, his relationships with other administrators and athletic directors, and just the whole Gulf South Conference. I just know that meant a lot to him, and so it is very fitting that he's our first Lee University inductee into the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame. He would want everyone in this room tonight, I know several of you knew him and knew him well, but he would want everyone in this room to know how much this honor means to him. He would want you to know how much your friendship meant to him. Accolades aside, I think for those of us that knew Coach, what we think of when we think of him is just somebody that led with integrity and humility. He was someone that truly lived out his priorities. So, we watched him put his faith and his family first every single day. And he also expected the people that worked for him to do the same and wanted you to do the same. And he just had this genuine way of connecting with the people around him. When I was coaching and under Coach Carpenter, we had a conversation one day. It was a quick conversation, but I think he just kind of sensed that I was a little bit at a personal crossroads, right? Professionally, personally, where you're just trying to figure out what's next and what you're doing and all those things. And as only Coach could, and again, think much about it, but that next day I woke up and had the following text message from Coach Carpenter. It said, "Good morning, Coach. I wanted to touch base and see how you were doing. You've been on my mind lately, and I've been praying for you. I'm so proud of you and Janie and the job you do raising your family and with your occupations. Both of you make a daily impact on young people, and that is something that will have eternal results." And I know for me, that just exemplifies Coach so much, a way to pour into your family, encourage you, let you know he was praying for you, and then just that reminder that what you're doing every day has big impact and eternal results. On behalf of the Lee University family, we congratulate the entire Carpenter family on this honor and recognition for Coach Carpenter. Congratulations.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for loaning Larry to me for 49 years. And on behalf of our family, I'd like to thank the Gulf South Conference, Commissioner Matt Wilson, Assistant Commissioner Andrea Anderson, and the Selection Committee for recognizing Larry with this Hall of Fame induction. I only wish that he could be here to experience this moment for himself. To many people, he was an outstanding athletics director and leader. You saw the determination, the accomplishments, and the victories. But to us, he was much more. He was the heart of our family. I asked our children and grandchildren to give me a word that described their dad and papa, and this is what they said. He was caring, he was humble, kind, he had integrity. He was a great listener and leader. He was loyal and he was fun. He was strong in all the ways that matter. Sports were really important to him, but people mattered even more. He cared deeply about encouraging others, lifting people up, and doing things the right way, even when no one was watching. That's simply who he was. I know he would be incredibly humbled by this honor because he never chased recognition. He loved the game. He respected the coaches and loved them, and the athletic staff and loved them. And he gave everything he had every time he stepped into his office on the campus of Lee University. This was not for recognition, but commitment and excellence was part of his character. Losing him left an emptiness that words can never fully describe. But moments like today remind us that a person's legacy does not end when they are gone. His life continues in the memories people share, in the lives he touched, and in the love he gave so freely. I hope he knew how proud we were of him, not just for his accomplishments, but for the man that he was every single day. And today, I hope somehow he knows that he is still being celebrated, still being remembered, and still being deeply loved. Thank you for honoring his life, his legacy, and the example he leaves behind for all of us.
Larry's son, Zach, and his daughter, Ashley, are here to accept the award for him tonight. Mississippi College football player. Now we have a video presentation.
My name is Rodney Quinn, and I have the honor of introducing my former teammate and the man I call Hacksaw, Terry Fleming, into the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame. Now, who is Terry Fleming? Sure, he was an outstanding athlete. This GSC honor makes that clear. He was a great teammate. I can personally attest to that. But let me tell you something about Terry you may not know. Terry's the kind of person who calls you up and asks you to do him the honor of introducing him into the Hall of Fame, because he feels that you should be there too, and this is his way of making it happen. That's just who he is. He's the kind of player who would make a big play on defense, and on the sideline he would say something like, "Rod, those jokers were driving on us, but we stopped them." When he left the gridiron, what happened? What did he become? A firefighter. And honestly, that fits perfectly, because Terry has always been the guy who shows up to help somebody with something. Humility has always been his standard. I can't recall a single time I ever heard Terry brag about anything that he did on or off the field. So let me say this. If this award was based solely on a person being a great human being, Terry would have been inducted a long time ago. Hacksaw, I love you, brother. And if you tell anybody I said this, I'll deny it. You know it. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, the man, the myth, the legend, Terry Fleming.
First of all, I'd like to say good evening, everyone. When I think about this moment, my mind goes back to a time when things was very challenging. When the outcome wasn't guaranteed, when all I had was a goal, a team, and the willingness to keep showing up. There were days I felt strong and days I questioned if I was good enough. But through it all, something kept me going. The people around me, the lesson I was learning, and the belief that what we were building mattered. To stand here today being inducted into the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame, it's not just an honor, it's a reflection of that journey. Or should I say, entire journey. The Gulf South Conference has always represented more than just competition. It represented grit, discipline, and a standard that demands your best every single time you step onto the field. This is a conference known for shaping athletes who don't just compete, they endure, they adapt, and they grow. You learn quickly that talent alone isn't enough here. You have to bring heart, you have to bring resilience. And to me, resilience means to recover quickly like the Terminator. Y'all know about the Terminator, right? He always willing to rise, keep showing up, and he does get the job done. Being part of the GSC didn't just make me a better athlete, it helped shape who I am as a person. And this evening, I like to give gratitude to God. Moments like this may have one name attached to them, but they're a bit by many. First, I'd like to give gratitude to my coaches. I like to say their name by, individually because they're very special. They hold a special place in my heart. John Williams, Terry McMillan, Ricky Herzog, Lauren Collins, Jared Purvis, Charlie Coles, Tim Yancey, Joel Hudson. I'd like to thank them for believing in me, for challenging me, and for seeing something in me that I didn't always see in myself. They didn't just coach the game, they helped shape my character. I will be forever grateful. I'd also like to give gratitude to my teammates, Hot Rod, one of them, you and my brother, and every sense of the word. We pushed each other, we held each other accountable, and we walked through both victory and adversity together. Those bonds didn't fade, they lasted a lifetime. And we still see each other every year. We always have reunions. And also to my family and friends, there are no words strong enough to fully express my gratitude. Your support and sacrifices, your prayers and your encouragement carried me through moments when I didn't think I could keep going. This honor belongs to you as much as it does to me. And to Mississippi College, thank you for believing in me. And to the Gulf South Conference, thank you for nominating me for this incredible recognition. It's something I always carry with deep appreciation. And in closing, if this journey has taught me anything, it's this. Success isn't about what you achieve, it's about who you become along the way. It's about the discipline you build when no one's watching, the perseverance you find when things get hard, and the humility to recognize that you never do it alone. To the student athletes who are walking this path right now, don't rush the process. Embrace it. Every challenge, every early morning, every setback is shaping into something greater than you can see right now. Because one day, you'll look back and realize those moments were not obstacles, they were preparation. Thank you again for this honor. I'm deeply grateful, and I'm proud to forever be part of the Gulf South Conference.
Our next honoree is Janet Montgomery she's the Assistant Athletic Director at West Alabama University. And here's a video from her close friend, Christy Wade.
It is my great honor to introduce Hall of Fame inductee Janet Montgomery. I've had the privilege of growing under Janet's leadership as a student athlete, a graduate assistant, and in administration for the past 13 years. Through every stage of that journey, I have witnessed firsthand the impact she's had on so many. I'm incredibly proud to call her a true friend and honored to introduce her as the newest member of the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame. Janet began her career at West Alabama in August of 1988 as the softball and volleyball coach. At the time, her plan was simple: stay in Livingston for 2 years and move on. She even famously said her children would never attend school in the state of Alabama. Well, life had other plans. She never left. Instead, Livingston became home. Janet and Brad built a family, raised 2 children who both graduated from the University of West Alabama, and created a legacy rooted in service, education, leadership, and community. Her daughter went on to graduate from Stanford University and now serves as a pharmacist at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, while her son just recently started his own HVAC business in Birmingham. I guess that Alabama education turned out to be pretty good after all. On the softball field, Janet transformed the Tigers into a championship contender. Over 19 seasons as head softball coach, Janet led the West Alabama Tigers to 426 victories, captured 5 GSC titles, and guided the program into the NCAA postseason. Her teams competed with toughness, discipline, and heart. Yet perhaps Janet's greatest impact came not only through victories, but through the countless lives she shaped along the way. Whether on the field, in the classroom, or in administration, she taught people how to lead, how to preserve, how to believe in themselves. She mentored student athletes, coached young professionals, and became a trusted guide for the senior women administrators across the league. As of today, Janet stands as the longest tenured SWA in Gulf South Conference history. Her leadership extended beyond campus as she served on numerous Division II committees. Tonight, we celebrate more than championships and accomplishments. We celebrate a career defined by commitment, integrity, mentorship, and service. Janet didn't just build programs, she built people. Janet, thank you for the example you have set, the lives you have changed, and the legacy you created. Congratulations on this incredibly well-deserved honor, and welcome to the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame.
All those statements were true. I was going to leave after 2 years, but things changed. It's truly a tremendous honor to be recognized as a Hall of Fame member of the Gulf South Conference. It's not something I ever expected or ever worked for. Thank you, Christy, for those kind words. Many of you may not know this, because she didn't mention it. Christy and I go way back. Christy played volleyball and softball for me. When she attended West Alabama, she became my graduate assistant softball coach when I was pregnant with Brock, and they would not let me on the field to coach third base. I don't know what that was a problem for, you know. And then she became our assistant we work day by day in the athletic department. I appreciate and always cherish your friendship and relationship. I'd also like to congratulate the other Hall of Fame inductees and the top 10 award winners tonight. These accomplishments of these two groups are truly amazing, and you should be proud of yourselves. I would be remiss if I did not thank my family for their support throughout the years. Being involved in athletics isn't always easy for a family member when everyone is in different directions. When both parents are involved in collegiate athletics, it becomes very challenging at times. I would like to recognize my family here tonight. My husband, Brad, stand up. Most of you guys know him anyway. My son, Brock, his girlfriend, Abby. Come on, Abby, stand up. And my daughter, Jade, who is without the support they've always provided, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish the things I did at UWA. I'm eternally grateful to UWA, who took a chance on a 24-year-old as their head coach for volleyball and softball a couple years ago. 38 to be exact. I appreciate the support of the years from the many, many administrators, from the presidents, athletic directors on down that I have dealt with. Too many to mention. Many, many commissioners, all the way back to Sonny Moran, if you guys remember him. But I'd like to speak to the athletes tonight. That's where I'd like to talk. To the top 10 award winners specifically. What a tremendous honor for you tonight. And I want you to soak that in and really live in the moment for what you have here. Be proud of the accomplishments, because it didn't come easy. We all know that. Some of us have been athletes and we know that, okay? Be proud of what you achieved, but don't let it be the end. Don't let it be the end. As a college athlete, you develop a skill set that not all college students do, which sets you apart from others when you want to get a job or have a family. Remember that, okay? You will probably don't realize that once you look back on your past athletic accomplishments, college athletes has taught you skills you will carry with you, both in your future, and in your families, and in your careers. Use those in your job interviews. They will take you, and they will get you jobs before everyone else. Things like time management, the ability to overcome adversity, how to be competitive, teamwork and collaboration, leadership, communication skills, discipline and accountability, work ethic, goal setting, being able to adapt, mental toughness and commitment, just to name a few. Use these to your advantage and you will succeed in many ways throughout your life. Remember this, every single day, be the best version of yourself you can be. Once again, thank you for this tremendous honor.
Final Hall of Fame inductee tonight is Miss Shannon Williams from Valdosta State. She was a women's basketball player there. And Miss Kylie Hill, a former Valdosta State women's basketball coach, is going to be her video presenter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and members of the Gulf South Conference, coaches and friends. Tonight we celebrate a player whose name became synonymous with excellence. A player who didn't simply compete in the Gulf South Conference, but helped define an era of women's basketball within it. From the very beginning, Shannon Williams changed the trajectory of Lady Blazer basketball. As a freshman at Valdosta State, she exploded on the national stage with a 50-point performance against Florida Southern, a school record that still stands today. That performance was only the first glimpse of a career that would become one of the most dominant in Gulf South Conference history. Over the next 4 years, Shannon established herself as one of the premier players in the nation. She earned Gulf South Conference Player of the Year honors 3 consecutive times, a 4-time All-Gulf South Conference selection, and became a 3-time Kodak All-American. She led the conference and at times the entire nation in scoring, while also dominating the boards with double-digit rebounding averages throughout her career. But statistics alone cannot fully capture her greatness. Yes, she scored 2,636 career points, the second highest total in program history. Yes, she collected more than 1,200 rebounds and still holds conference and school records nearly 4 decades later. But Shannon's true impact went far beyond numbers. She elevated an entire program. She set a standard of excellence that others would chase for generations. Her presence was so transformational that after her graduation, the late Coach Charles Cooper described the next season simply as, quote, Lady Blazer basketball after Shannon. That statement speaks volumes. Shannon Williams was not only an extraordinary athlete, she was a game changer, a trailblazer, and a cornerstone of Gulf South Conference history. Her legacy remains woven in the fabric of Lady Blazer basketball and conference itself. Tonight, it is our privilege to honor a player whose dominance, consistency, and influence truly stand among the greatest of the conference has ever seen. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Ms. Shannon Williams into the Gulf South Conference Hall of Fame.
Choked up. I'm so many tears. I'm just blessed to be here today. I don't have a speech or anything written out. I feel so honored and humbled just to be here amongst everybody. Now, when I was playing basketball at Valdosta State University, this was the only Division II school that recruited me. I drove 6 hours to get here today. But I was heavily recruited in 1986 coming out of Florida, okay? I went to University of Miami on recruit visits. I went to University of Tennessee, University of Alabama, University of Florida, University of Georgia. I went to all these schools, but this one school, when I got to Valdosta State, was more like my hometown of Dunellen. And my coach at that time, I rest his soul, Coach Charles Cooper, he and the assistant coach were speaking more of academics. That was the driving force. I'm 17 years old, so I didn't have a dog in the fight. My parents chose for me. And they chose Valdosta State University. At that time, it was Valdosta State College. So that's where I ended up going. It resembled my hometown. It was small, it was quaint, it was cozy. At Purview, all these other recruit schools that I went to, they partied a lot. I had lots of fun. But it was something about Valdosta State that drew my parents. Now, wait a minute. I didn't want to go too close to home. To the University of Florida, where 45 minutes away, my parents could just drive here and show up out here. No, I didn't want that, okay? But at least I knew that they were on their way coming to Valdosta. So I went to Valdosta, I completed there. One thing, now, right now I'm doing medical case management, Medicaid case management. I've been doing that since 2008, but I'm also an educator. I'll be that the rest of my life because I have children and a grandson. But one of my interviews, when I was teaching at one high school, the principal that was interviewing me, he says to me, he says, I can't hire you. And I said, why not? Like, I have all these credentials, like, why can't you hire me as a special education teacher? And this was in 2002. And he says, well, I can't hire you because I see on your resume that you scored 50 points against Florida Southern, and I was a student at it. And I'm like, what? You can't hire me because I had 50 points against the school that you attended? Oh, wait a minute. So, but I feel so humbled and blessed to be here because 3 years ago, I have to say this, 3 years ago, because this is part of my journey and my life story. 3 years ago, in 2023, the day before my birthday, I had a stroke while driving at the wheel. I didn't know how to read, write, walk. I could barely remember anything. And I had to relearn everything. I had to learn how to do things that we take for granted every day all over again. And I wouldn't believe any of this if that wasn't on video. If my children's father had videotaped me when physical therapy came into the room, I was a bad patient. I know I was. I was always wondering why they had someone at the door watching me and guarding me all the time because I would take tubes out of my own. This was 3 years ago, people. And it was all because of high blood pressure. Okay? It was all because I just was gambling with my health. I was taking advantage of high blood pressure, hypertensive. My numbers were 300 over 200, and I didn't care. I lost over 60 pounds. I didn't care. I was just taking a blood pressure pill whenever I felt like I needed to. So I'm humbled, very humbled and honored as I stand here today. I don't take anything for granted nowadays. I don't take my health for granted. I don't take the people in my life for granted. I know what it's like to be on the other side, to see darkness, to be hallucinating and all of that. I know how to do all of that. I saw all of that. So I have my oldest with me today and my youngest. I have 3 daughters. My oldest is Brianna. Brianna, please stand. She's working on her PhD at University of North Carolina in Jacksonville. And my youngest is Trinity. And she'll be 19 in June. I also have a colleague that I haven't seen in 36 years, and that's Molly Baker Holmes. You're not gonna say Molly? So it's just been a joy and a privilege, okay, to see you all and to still be here and to be a part of this amazing Gulf South Conference. Thank you all, the committee that was involved in nominating and, to get me here, because this is like my 3rd Hall of Fame. As a matter of fact, Brianna was probably 5 when I was inducted at GSU. And I was inducted to the Hall of Fame in Lowndes County, Georgia. And now I'm inducted in GSC. So I feel very grateful and honored just to be here. I wouldn't have missed it for the world, But if you're having health problems or hypertension, anything like that, go see about yourself. Take it. Do what the doctor tells you to do. I didn't listen. I had to be hard-headed and learn the hard way about hypertension. Thank you.
Ms. Williams, we have a lot in common. I did not realize that. I never met you. I've also had a stroke and a brain tumor. Another thing, you listed all of those schools who recruited you, and it reminded me of my recruitment when I was a student athlete. I got 2 letters. One of those was from a barber college. So you had a little bit better recruitment than I had. This is the end of our Hall of Fame program. We're going to show a short video to you here, and before we start our top 10 and our GSC awards. So a short video, and then we'll begin with the rest of the program. But again, let's give a hand to these 2. Thank you. Now for the short video.
12 institutions, 19 sports, 56 national championships. In 2025-26, the Gulf South Conference saw records fall and history continue to be made. West Florida football opened the season with the best start in program history at 9-0, while Valdosta State claimed at least a share of the GSC title for the third straight season. For the first time in 4 seasons, GSC volleyball sent 2 teams to the NCAA regionals, highlighted by West Florida advancing to the South Region semifinals. Women's soccer placed 3 teams into the NCAA tournament, while on the men's side, Mississippi College made its deepest postseason run in years. The Choctaws advanced to the Elite 8 for the first time since 2021 and finished as national quarterfinalists after upsetting defending national champion Lynn 3-1. Men's cross country also delivered a memorable season as Lee earned its first trip to the NCAA National Championships in 6 years and came away with a top 10 national finish. Women's basketball in the Gulf South Conference continued to prove itself on the national stage. For the second straight year, the GSC saw a program reach the NCAA Final Four as UAH made a historic run and finished with a program best 32-6 record. On the men's side, the conference showcased its depth with 3 of the 4 remaining teams in the NCAA South Regional Tournament, with UAH returning to the regional final in consecutive years. They say the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. After finishing just short of a national title 1 year ago, Lee's Aria Hawkins returned to the national stage and finished the job, capturing the NCAA Division II Indoor National Championship in the women's 3,000-meter run to close out her indoor collegiate career. Lee and West Florida men's golf both returned to the NCAA National Championships, with the Flames advancing to match play and finishing the year as national semifinalists. In women's lacrosse, Flagler made program history by becoming the first GSC team to reach the NCAA National Quarterfinals. For the first time since 2021, the GSC placed 5 baseball and 5 softball programs into the NCAA regionals. West Florida baseball and UAH softball each advanced to the super regionals. Mississippi College added another historic moment during the spring season as women's tennis defeated national powerhouse Barry 4-3 to secure the program's first ever trip to the NCAA National Championships, before ultimately finishing as national semifinalists. Lee University closed out the year with 2 more national champions as Stephen Clark captured the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase title, while Aria Hawkins added a second national championship in the women's 1,500-meter run. Now, let's take a moment to recognize the GSC Conference Championship champions from this past year. During the 2025-26 academic year, the fall GSC Honor Roll featured 1,073 student athletes, while the winter Honor Roll recognized a record high 519 student athletes, including 66 who achieved a perfect 4.0 GPA. The Gulf South Conference continues to take pride in making an impact beyond athletics by encouraging its member institutions and student athletes to serve their communities. The GSC Student Athlete Advisory Committee partnered with the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama, an organization that supplies millions of meals each year to more than 230 partner agencies, including food pantries, shelters, and children's programs across 12 counties in Central Alabama. From championship moments to historic milestones, the 2025-26 season once again showcased what makes the Gulf South Conference one of the premier conferences in NCAA Division II. And while this year gave us unforgettable performances, breakthrough moments, and new champions, the story of the Gulf South Conference continues to grow stronger with every season. Because in the Gulf South Conference, excellence is more than a goal. It is the tradition to compete, to graduate, to impact.
I was wondering what I was going to do after this short term as interim commissioner, and then I realized that Dr. Stockton had promoted me to a chancellor tonight, and I hope a raise comes with that. And I didn't know there was a chancellor opening in the conference, but some of you better straighten up if I become your chancellor after this meeting. So I'm always happy to get a promotion. Now we're going to begin with our all sports trophy winners first before we get to our top 10. Our men's all sports trophy winner is the University of Florida. It's the first time winning men and women's trophies in the same season since 2017. The Argonauts won their conference-leading 19th all-time women's trophy and their 9th men's trophy. On the women's side, UWF won the GSC regular season and conference titles in soccer, volleyball, while adding a GSC championship in women's tennis and regular season softball. Mr. Brett Berg is here. He's the Associate Vice President for Development to accept the award for the women's GSC. Now on the men's side, West Florida claimed the GSC championship in football, soccer, basketball, and baseball, and won the tennis regular season and conference titles. To accept the men's award is Tony Wynn, the Deputy Athletic Director at the University of West Florida. Now the winner of the All-Conference All-Sports Trophy for the 6th consecutive year, it's Lee University. They were the Gulf South champions in men's cross country, men and women's indoor track and field, women's golf, and men and women's outdoor track and field. To accept the award on behalf of Lee University is Dr. Phil Cook. Now to the important things for the student athletes tonight. Just to let you know, this is being live streamed. I hope you knew that before you got here, but if you don't, you still got time to text somebody back home and tell them. Our first top 10 recipient tonight is Lauren Wallace from Mississippi College. Our video presenter is our head coach, Joe Snyder.
I want to congratulate Lauren Wallace for this award. In my 5 years here at Mississippi College, Lauren has just been such a good example of hard work, determination, and focus. And she attacks her work in the classroom with the same intensity she attacks her work on the track. Lauren has had a lot of accomplishments here at Mississippi College. She's got 6 school records. She is a 6-time national qualifier in cross country and track, and she's a multiple-time All-American. But even more than that, Lauren leads by example, and Lauren is a great leader for our program. If I could pick one word to describe Lauren, it would be joyous and joyful. Everything she does is full of joy, and she leads with such... I want to congratulate Lauren Wallace for this award. In my 5 years here at Mississippi College, Lauren has just been such a good example of hard work, determination, and focus. And she attacks her work in the classroom with the same intensity that she attacks her work on the track. Lauren has had a lot of accomplishments here at Mississippi College. She's got 6 school records. She is a 6-time national qualifier in cross country and track, and she's a multiple-time All-American. But even more than that, Lauren leads by example, and Lauren is a great leader for our program. If I could pick one word to describe Lauren, it would be joyous and joyful. Everything she does is full of joy, and she leads with such passion and excitement in everything that she does, and really brings the group up. And so I'm really proud of the way that Lauren's grown over the last 4 years, and just the leader that she's been in our program and the impact that she's made. But I'm also really excited to see the impact and the kingdom impact that she's going to make in the future.
Hey guys, thank you so much for nominating me for this award. I'm extremely honored to be receiving it, not just for my athletic accomplishments, but also for things outside the track. First, I'd like to thank my parents just for always supporting me and being there for me and driving and flying all over the country just to watch me run in circles. I just really appreciate their unconditional support. And I'd also really like to thank my coaches, really people who just truly believed in me and pushed me to do things I never thought would be possible, just supporting me every single day. You know, they wrote the workouts, but they also just really believed in me and shaped me into the person that I am today. I'm just so thankful. I'm also so thankful for the teammates that I've been able to do this journey alongside. It's just been so special because of them. They really make the sport what it is. The people I've been running workouts with and have been cheering me on, people who pick me up when I'm down and who cheer me on when things go right. So I'm just so grateful for the experience that I've been able to have at Mississippi College and competing in the GSC. It's been such an amazing conference to be in and just has pushed me to be the better version of myself. Just so thankful. So thank you so much for nominating me for this award.
First of all, I want to thank the GSC staff this year. Mike, Andrea, Angelo, Jason, also Matt Wilson, Tommy Sadler for the great job they do for us. Really appreciate you guys. I get the great privilege of introducing Derek Moore. Derek arrived on our campus in the fall of 2024 and was instrumental in changing the look of our basketball program. I remember early on that fall, he received the ball about the foul line. He looked left, he looked right. He took one dribble and just slam dunked the ball on someone. And I turned to the person beside me. I said, our team's going to look a little different this year. Derek's accomplishments this year on the hardwood are amazing. He is first team All GSC. He's academic All GSC. He was the Montevallo Neil Shirley Award winner for the best male student athlete in our department. He also had the performance of the year where he scored 51 points versus West Florida, made 20 free throws in that game. He's first team NABC Division II All-American. So the accolades he's put together this year are incredible. But most important, Derek is a great human being. He's a scholar athlete. And most of all, I'm excited that he's a Montevallo Falcon. So it's my privilege to introduce to you for the GSC Top 10, Derek Moore.
I'm beyond blessed. Countless hours, countless workouts go into it, but one name receives all the glory. That's the name of Jesus. He's the head of my life. Nothing I do is possible without him. It's gonna be hard not to get choked up during this, but to my family, sitting right there, my dad, my mom, my beautiful girlfriend. If you look up sacrifice in the dictionary, you'll see those faces right there. Countless flights, car rides, chewing outs from my dad. Get a little better here from my dad, get a little better from my mom. You know, my girlfriend Bill, who travels all around to watch me play and keeps me grounded. And my grandparents who are tuned in online. None of this is possible without them. And to Mark Richard, Katie O'Brien, to Coach Camara. Thank you for the unbelievable opportunity to be a $1 Falcon. Wouldn't trade it for the world. There's no other name I want across my chest to play for. To the Gulf South Conference, I appreciate it. To be in the presence of 9 other student athletes who achieved so much success is a blessing to me, a blessing in my life. And if I can leave you with one piece of advice, it's to always remember that you're representing something bigger than yourself. As a basketball player, I play for the name on my chest and the name on my back, but most importantly, the name above all names, Jesus Christ. And as you walk through your daily life, just try to make those people proud that you love, the names that you represent, try to make them proud. Thank you, and go Falcons.
Our next top 10 recipient is Chloe Bays from the University of Auburn Montgomery, and her video presenter is their head coach, Scotty Wilkes-Lane.
Hello, I am Scotty Laney, the head coach of AUM softball team, and it is my honor to introduce for the second year in a row, Chloe Baines for GSC Top 10. When you think about the things that GSC Top 10 embodies, Chloe Baines is definitely someone that embodies those. She is a huge competitor, not only on the softball field, but in the classroom and in life. When you're thinking about just the things that she's accomplished softball-wise, you know, just this year she broke the all-time career hits record for AUM, surpassing 300, which is the first in program history to surpass 300. She also broke the GSC record for career hits, so super proud of her for that accomplishment. As far as AUM broken records, she has continued to do that. She broke the single season record for stolen bases along with the career stolen base record. So she has just continued to compete, continue to improve on the softball field. After this season, she was nominated for All-Region. She was GSC Conference Player of the Year, and she was just recognized as D2 CCA Player of the Year. So she just continues to make us proud. Academically, she has also achieved at a high level. Just this semester, she had a 4.0, and I think, you know, just over her 4 years, she has continued to strive at a high level and achieve that in the classroom. Super proud of what she is going to do when she moves on from AUM. She's studying communication disorders, and so I look forward to seeing all the individuals that she's able to help in that area. In the end, so proud of Chloe, and I'm so thankful that she gets this recognition.
Chloe's unable to be here tonight, but she has a video acceptance.
I'm incredibly honored and grateful to receive this GSC Top 10 award. To be recognized alongside amazing student athletes is something I will never take for granted. First and foremost, I want to thank the Lord for blessing me with the ability and opportunity to play the game that I love. None of this would be possible without Him guiding me every step of the way. I also want to thank my parents. There are truly not enough words to explain how much your support has meant to me throughout my life and my career. You showed up to every game, every tournament, and every long road trip and every moment in between. Through the highs and the lows, you never stopped believing in me. I would not be the player nor the person I am today without your sacrifices, encouragement, and unconditional love. Everything I've accomplished has been because of the foundation you two built me. To my coaches, thank you for believing in me from day one. Coming in as a freshman and being trusted in the leadoff position meant more to me than you probably realize. Your confidence in me helped shape the player I became. Without your belief, support, and trust, I would not have been able to accomplish the things I did, nor break the records that I was fortunate enough to break. Thank you for always pushing me to be better, not just as an athlete, but as a person. To my teammates, thank you for being my second family. Every accomplishment I've had has been because of the people standing beside me. Thank you for the memories, the laughs, the battles, and the support throughout the years. I'll carry those moments with me forever. I also want to thank our athletic staff, my academic staff, and everyone behind the scenes who has supported us as student athletes. Thank you so much for what you do. This would not be possible without any of you. This award means so much to me, and I'm beyond thankful for everyone who played a role in my journey. Thank you again for this incredible honor, and go Warhawks.
Accepting the award for Glory is Amber Ray, the Senior Women's Administrator. Next on our list is Cooper Dendick from the University of West Florida, and his video presenter is his head coach, Steve Phelan.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce Cooper Dendick as a recipient of the Gulf South Conference Top 10 Award. Cooper has had one of the strongest careers in my 32 years of coaching. He has been an instrumental part of the program and a strong leader. Great work ethic. He was the 2025 Hercules Award winner, the top male athlete for the university in 2025. Two-time Jack Nicklaus Award winner, two-time first team All-American, three-time Scholar All-American, two-time All-GSC first team, and was probably one of the only players in the program to win the GSC championship all 4 years in a row with the team. Very instrumental in us winning the 2025 national championship, and just had an unbelievable career. Cooper was a member of the SAC here at UWF all 4 years, and just really grew as a player and a student athlete all 4 years, and becoming an All-American in both aspects, and just had an unbelievable work ethic both in the classroom and on the course. I'm very privileged and honored to have coached Cooper for his 4 years here. He's a true student athlete and very deserving of this GSC Top 10 Award.
But at the last minute, something came up, he could not be here, so Coach Feld is here. Would you please come accept his award? Our next recipient is Skias Hayline from Trevecca Nazarene University, and her video presenter is her coach, Emily Moore.
Hi, I'm Coach Emily Moore with Trevecca Volleyball, and I'm so proud of Skias Hayline for receiving this honor of GSC Top 10. I've coached volleyball a lot of years, and Skias is by far the best leader I've ever encountered. She is one of the reasons, probably the main reason, that our team had such success this year in the GSC and in the regular season. She's a leader among her peers. She's also a leader in the classroom. She's the president of our SAC. She has guided not only this team, but this entire athletic department to just be better. I can't think of a better person, player, student athlete to receive this honor. Congratulations, Skias.
Hi everyone,
I'm Skias Hainline. I want to say thank you so much for honoring me with such an award. It means a lot to be recognized for my contributions both on and off the court to Trevecca. I want to first start by thanking my coaches, Coach Moore and Coach Gage. They've really contributed to my volleyball success the last 4 years. I went from never playing my freshman year to being a 6-rotation starter my senior year, and they've really poured into me as a person and as an athlete, and that's something that I will forever be indebted to them for and forever grateful to them for. I also want to thank everyone in the Trevecca Athletics Department. They really care for you as a person and as a player, and they've contributed to my athletic and academic success by really putting an emphasis on being a Christian scholar athlete. I also want to thank my teammates. I love playing with all of you. My senior year was so much fun. I couldn't have asked for a better group of girls. And I also want to thank my family, from all the club volleyball tournaments to traveling from Orlando to Nashville to be at every home game my senior year and every away game. You've really poured into me, and for that I'll be forever thankful. Go Trojans!
Accepting the award is Mark Elliott, Athletic Director of Trevecca National. Our next recipient is Cole Kirk from Delta State University, and the video presenter is Athletic Director Mike Kinnison.
It's an honor to introduce Cole Kirk as a recipient of the Gulf South Conference Top 10. Throughout his career here at Delta State, he has provided outstanding leadership to our Statesman football program, to our campus, and to our local community. Cole's always performed at an elite level under pressure and has always represented this university with class, character, and maturity. He's well respected by his fellow teammates, his coaching staff, professors and faculty on campus, and people in the community. We are honored to have him in our program, and congratulations, Cole, on being a nominee.
You know, I would have walked off, but I was sitting there all night trying to figure out what I'm going to say. So, man, first I'm just going to talk. You know, I'm a kid from a small town in Tennessee, so if I sound funny, just ignore it, okay? Just assume it was good words, you know what I mean? So, first is just what a huge honor, especially to hear such kind words from Coach Kinnison. You're someone I very much respect, and it just means the world to me to hear such kind words. You never coached me, but you always impacted me through the system, and it's just amazing, and I really appreciate it. I guess first I just want to thank Delta State. I didn't really have any offers. It was the only offer I had, so I got to play football at Delta State, and not everything was always great, not everything went perfect, but the biggest thing I always did is try to do my best at everything I always did, no matter whether it was school, athletics, all that different stuff. But it just meant the world to me to be there because of all the people. You know, I talked about Coach Kinnison, Dr. Ennis is all about us graduating and getting that paper. Miss Dana's here somewhere. All my teammates, all my coaches, like Delta State was just a family to me. Welcomed me in, and it just meant the world to be able to pour my heart into a place and to see it be not only just respected, and I got to be honored for it. I mean, if you look at my career, you know, as a kid, we all go to sports, athletics, we all want to play college, we all want to go to like professional sports. That was always the dream, and here to say I'm not going to the NFL, just to let y'all know. But not everything went the way I was planning, but just to see that all that hard work and the effort I poured out into a place was respected, and I'm honored for it. It means the world to me. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for some of the great people I've already talked about, my coaches, but most importantly, my family. I know I have some family watching live. My parents, my sister are here. My lovely wife, who's been with me for 8 years. We just got married in January. All these people poured their hearts into me, always supported me, helped me through all the lows that I had, and I just wouldn't be here without them. And most importantly, kind of talking like Derek said, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be here without him. I had a lot of lows throughout my career. Just touching on it, I've been through it all. I started as a freshman, got benched for a Caldwell award winner, so I mean, that happens. But then I get to play, and my body decides I want to start having concussions all the time. So I mean, it just didn't work out the way I always wanted. But Jesus put me in that position, I feel, for a reason. And now I am even more so just shown that through this whole interaction. I am up here not just for my athletic accomplishments, but who I was as a person, trying to be a Christian leader through everything. I wouldn't be here without Jesus and all that. That's why I want to make sure I take this moment to just kind of talk to all of y'all. I know everybody knows who Jesus is. I know you've heard the story. I'm sure everybody goes to church. But crack open that Bible, start in Matthew, and just build that relationship yourself. That really impacted my life and changed my life. So I just want to make sure to take this moment to just encourage all of y'all to do that. I'm telling you, I know you've all been to church, but the second you start reading it yourself and you start seeing those red words and feel like it's talking to you yourself, your life's going to change. So thank you very much for this honor. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
The next recipient tonight is Giuseppe Bonaiuti. His video presenter is head coach Michael O'Brien.
I would like to congratulate Giuseppe on winning this prestigious GSC Top 10 award. Giuseppe has been a tremendous asset for us here at AUM and our tennis program. He has led by example both on the court, in the classroom, and in his community. He has been a tremendous example of character as a team captain these last 2 years for his teammates. He has really shown them what it means to be a tremendous student athlete in the classroom and on the court. He has certainly had great success of his own on the tennis court, always striving to be better, always striving to work hard. Giuseppe, all your hard work has paid off. You've done a tremendous job. Thank you for everything you've done for AUM tennis, and best of luck to you in the future. Again, congratulations on receiving this GSC Top 10 award.
I want to take this time to say thank you to some few people that they helped me throughout this process. First of all, I want to start with my family. They were there since day one. They helped me starting my passion with the sport since I was 3 years old, taking me to practices, helping me in my tough moments I had during my whole career. So again, thank you, and I couldn't make it without you. Then of course, the whole AUM athletics department, GAs, trainers, anyone who's working over there, they helped me throughout all these 4 years to try to make me a better person, to make me a better student athlete, and I believe they were successful in it. Then of course, my 3 coaches I had during these 4 years, all of them, they left me something, and with all of them, I learned something different. And again, thank you to trust me and believe in my potential. I couldn't make it without you guys believing in me. So thank you again. Then of course, all of my teammates, since freshman year, all of you guys have been great with me. All of you guys teach me something positive and negative, but mostly positive. And has been great sharing the stage with you guys. And of course, last but not least, my girlfriend, that she's been with me throughout my 4 years. Thank you, because I really couldn't make it without you. You'll be always there for me, and I do a lot of things during the day just because the help she gives me. If not, I'm a mess, and I really was not gonna be able to be as successful as I was during my college career without her. So again, thank to all of these people, and thank to GSC for nominating me for this award. Thank you.
Accepting for Giuseppe is Amber Ray, the senior women's administrator. You know, occasionally there's a very rare occurrence that happens within a conference. And that very rare occurrence is tonight. Matter of fact, the first time this has ever happened with a tie with a women's commissioner's trophy. 2002, there was a tie in the men's. But sometimes there are athletes that are just so, everything they have done is just so close together, and their greatness is so good that you know you can't separate them. So celebrate them both if it's that close, and that's kind of the way that I look at it. And so we have a tie. We have 2 young ladies tonight who are tying for this. The first is Aria Hawkins from Lee. Her video presenter is her head coach, Caleb Morgan.
I'll just start off with who Aria is as an athlete. She's a 9-time All-American and a national champion. I've never in my life had an athlete that has been more coachable than her. I think of any time I would ask her opinion on something, or how are you feeling, or what should we do training-wise, like what are your thoughts with this? She never wanted her opinion to get in the way of what my plan was for her. And you know, definitely just across the board in training every single day, just I've never seen anyone work as hard as her. But those are all great things, but what sets Aria apart is just who she is as an individual, and who she is as a team captain and a leader, and who she is in our community. And I think that's going to carry so much more weight than what she's accomplished as an athlete. I look back over the last 5 years, you know, and I was thinking about this morning. Aria never lost a conference championship for cross country, indoor and outdoor track as a team, and was part of 12 championship teams. And I think she's probably one of the only athletes that we've had come through our program that's been able to do that. But I think this year, Aria didn't have cross-country eligibility because we expired it, and she just had indoor and outdoor. And she never invested in the team more than when she wasn't actually out there competing, because she was so concerned that group of distance women, you know, they were being led, and she was wanting to pour into them every day. And then, you know, once a week she would do a team dinner with them, and then she's, you know, getting a master's in sports counseling, and so she would get with those athletes and just make sure that they had the right mental fortitude going into the competition, and then, you know, working on keywords for them when they were racing, and just really help them develop on the mental side. And it's just never been about her. It's always been about others. And the more she's accomplished as an individual, the more humble she has become over time. But you would never know from day one coming in as a freshman to year 5 being a 9-time All-American and national champion, that she's changed it all as a person. You know, if anything, she's only become more humble over time, and you know, very deserving of this award. Just the community outreach she does, working at elementary schools, you know, just top to bottom, a phenomenal individual. I mean, the GSC Top 10 Award is made for someone like Aria. But Aria, super proud of you. Can't believe, you know, everything that you've accomplished, and it's already been 5 years. Super thankful that we had you at Lee, and congratulations.
Thank you so much for this honor. Being named the Gulf South Conference Top 10 is something that I don't take lightly, and it is such an honor to be recognized with such amazing athletes to be alongside me. When I came to Lee University, I knew I wanted to grow as both an athlete and as a person. But I never could have imagined all the experiences, relationships, and opportunities that would come from this journey. There have been so many early mornings, early workouts, long trips, and stressful school weeks, and moments that were that I had to learn how to push through difficult situations, and that has done almost more for me than all the accomplishments ever have. Being a student athlete has taught me discipline, resilience, and how important it is to stay grounded in who you are outside of the sport. Learning has given me so much, but one of the greatest things it has given me is the people. I have teammates that have become a family. I have coaches that have believed in me when I did not believe in myself. Sorry, maybe we'll choke up. They've been so great to me. And I just want to thank them for being with me in the lows and the highs. I also want to thank my family, specifically my mom, for supporting me and keeping me grounded through all the tough situations. I also want to thank Jesus Christ for giving me strength I didn't know I had and leading me where I needed to be led. And I want to thank the Gulf South Conference and Lee University for everything you guys have done for me. Thank you.
Our other Commissioner's Trophy winner is Lily Wilkin from the University of Alabama, Huntsville, and her video presentation is from her head coach, Caldwell.
Congratulations on being a Gulf South Conference Top 10 Award recipient for the second year in a row. And we just want to say thank you for choosing UAH. Thank you for being easy to coach. Thank you for being a great teammate. But more importantly, we want to say thank you for playing a role in creating special memories from this past season that I know that we all will carry with us for the rest of our lives. You're very much deserving of this award, and we hope you have a great night. Enjoy it, and we wish you all the best. Go Chargers.
Thank you, Coach Sharp, for saying that. And since it's the theme of the night, I'll ask you to stand. Yes. The first game I ever played at UAH was when I was at Trevecca my sophomore year. And I'm thankful that Coach Sharp was not the coach at that time because I played terrible. A performance that if you saw, you would definitely not pick up this girl out of the portal. But a big part of playing in Spraggins Hall is the very loud, and some may say rude, band. And there was one possession where I threw up this terrible shot because the shot clock was going down, or at least I hope it was. And I hit the side of the backboard. And the entire rest of the game, anytime I had the ball, the band called me backboard. And my dad even calls me backboard to this day. Little did I know that those band members would be my loudest cheerleaders these past 2 years. It's weird how these things work out. It's a real blessing to be here tonight representing UAH and surrounded by such great talent. Congrats to all you athletes who have worked so hard to be here. Coach Sharp taught me many lessons, but the one that sticks out the most is that he loved adversity. All of us have known setbacks and disappointments that ultimately led to success and celebrations. During many halftimes of games that we should have been playing much better than we were, after the initial chew out, he just smiled and told us, "This is the fun part. You should enjoy when things aren't going your way so you can see what you're really made of." I will be forever grateful for UAH and all the support I've received from Coach Sharp, Coach Kyle, Coach Summer, Dr. Carr and Dr. Smith, Dr. Cole, and many others. I also had the best teammates one could ask for this year. They are talented, funny, competitive, and always had my back. I want to thank my family for always supporting me and providing me with anything I needed to be successful. Thank you for driving countless number of hours just to watch me play over the years. It
It means the world when you look up in the stands and see the people you love most rooting for you. It's safe to assume that all the athletes celebrated tonight had the highest expectations placed by themselves and by others. Most people just looking from the outside don't understand this weight. The pressure to perform well, game in and game out, the disappointment when you don't, and knowing that you just let your team down all come with it. But these aren't bad things, they just mold us into who we are as high achievers. And I just want to thank every person who has helped me this year with the stress, when the stress got to be too overwhelming, and you guys helped me put my head back on straight. Thank you to the Gulf South Conference for supporting us athletes and believing me worthy of this award. And above all, I want to thank God for every gift He has brought into my life. It is much more than I could deserve. Thank you, and go Chargers.
And now for the male athlete of the Commissioner's Trophy winner this year is Mr. Drew Zielinski from Lee University. And his video presenter is his head coach, Evan Spence.
When I think about Drew, I think about a guy who has just continually showed up in the biggest moments for us. Just throughout the course of his career here, it's been time and time again he shows up when the lights are brightest, and that's something that's really hard to do, and it's something that he's had a knack for, and I think that's one of the things that makes him really, really special. I think back on his time here, he's excelled on and off the golf course. Really, his work ethic has been impeccable. He's been extremely strong in the face of adversity, and he really is wholly deserving of this honor. Anytime we can be as a university recognized on the GSC top 10 list, that's a big deal. And we're super proud of Drew, everything he's accomplished here. He's wholly deserving of this recognition, and I can't wait to see what he's going to accomplish moving forward in the next phase of his golfing career as well. So Drew, just really proud of you and all that you've done and all that you will do, buddy.
Just want to say thank you to everyone, Coach Spence and Coach Moffitt, for giving me this opportunity to continue my academic and athletic career here. And I'm thankful to Lee to give me this opportunity to continue everything that I can do. I want to thank God for putting me on this planet, giving me this opportunity. I want to thank Dr. Rob for helping me get through school. Would not have graduated without him, I promise you. And I just want to thank my parents and girlfriend for always pushing me and, always putting me in the right place, even when I don't want to be. So, thank you all.
Each time I'm at one of these events, I'm reminded of something, and that is that excellence is never an accident. The Hall of Fame inductees here could tell you about the hard work they did, and most people don't show up and end up in the Hall of Fame. Those people that show up sometimes don't even help the team. The top 10 people, you didn't just show up every day for practice. You showed up prepared. You probably worked. 38 years I've been around athletics. The most of them I've seen, you work harder than the other athletes. You come earlier, you stay longer. But also the great teams that we have in the Gulf South Conference. They're not an accident either, because we have great coaches, great administrators, great chancellors and presidents in this conference. And that's why this is a great conference, because excellence never is an accident. It's not something that you just show up and become one day. It's hard work on the part of a lot of people, and a lot of those people in this room. So would you join me one more time in thanking and welcoming these people to the Hall of Fame?
Now I have a commercial word of announcement for you. We'd like all of the Hall of Fame inductees and the top 10 winners to please come up to the stage. I know people want to thank you, but we'd like a photograph, for posterity. That's the way to get it. And so for the rest of you, those who traveled in tonight, I wish you Godspeed going home. For those of you who will be here tomorrow, I'll see you in the morning. Thank you to all and good night.
"12 institutions, 19 sports, 56 national championships." In 2025-26, the Gulf South Conference saw records fall and history continue to be made. West Florida football opened the season with the best start in program history at 9-0, while Valdosta State claimed at least a share of the GSC title for the third straight season. For the first time in 4 seasons, GSC volleyball sent 2 teams to the NCAA regionals, highlighted by West Florida advancing to the South Region semifinals. Women's soccer placed 3 teams into the NCAA tournament, while on the men's side, Mississippi College made its deepest postseason run in years. The Choctaws advanced to the Elite 8 for the first time since 2021 and finished as national quarterfinalists after upsetting defending national champion Lynn 3-1. Men's cross country also delivered a memorable season as Lee earned its first trip to the NCAA National Championships in 6 years and came away with a top 10 national finish. Women's basketball in the Gulf South Conference continued to prove itself on the national stage. For the second straight year, the GSC saw a program reach the NCAA Final Four as UAH made a historic run and finished with a program best 32-6 record. On the men's side, the conference showcased its depth with 3 of the 4 remaining teams in the NCAA South Regional Tournament, with UAH returning to the regional final in consecutive years. They say the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. After finishing just short of a national title 1 year ago, Lee's Aria Hawkins returned to the national stage and finished the job, capturing the NCAA Division II Indoor National Championship in the women's 3,000-meter run to close out her indoor collegiate career. Lee and West Florida men's golf both returned to the NCAA National Championships, with the Flames advancing to match play and finishing the year as national semifinalists. In women's lacrosse, Flagler made program history by becoming the first GSC team to reach the NCAA National Quarterfinals. For the first time since 2021, the GSC placed 5 baseball and 5 softball programs into the NCAA regionals. West Florida baseball and UAH softball each advanced to the Super Regionals. Mississippi College added another historic moment during the spring season as women's tennis defeated national powerhouse Barry 4-3 to secure the program's first ever trip to the NCAA National Championships, before ultimately finishing as national semifinalists. Lee University closed out the year with 2 more national champions as Stephen Clark captured the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase title, while Aria Hawkins added a second national championship in the women's 1,500-meter run. Now, let's take a moment to recognize the GSC Conference Championship champions from this past year. During the 2025-26 academic year, the Fall GSC Honor Roll featured 1,073 student athletes, while the Winter Honor Roll recognized a record high 519 student athletes, including 66 who achieved a perfect 4.0 GPA. The Gulf South Conference continues to take pride in making an impact beyond athletics by encouraging its member institutions and student athletes to serve their communities. The GSC Student Athlete Advisory Committee partnered with the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama, an organization that supplies millions of meals each year to more than 230 partner agencies, including food pantries, shelters, and children's programs across 12 counties in Central Alabama. From championship moments to historic milestones, the 2025-26 season once again showcased what makes the Gulf South Conference one of the premier conferences in NCAA Division II. And while this year gave us unforgettable performances, breakthrough moments, and new champions, the story of the Gulf South Conference continues to grow stronger with every season. Because in the Gulf South Conference, excellence is more than a goal. It is the tradition to compete, to graduate, to impact.